today I want to tell you about how you can get more FPS in this game. I don't pull that good FPS in Warzone. That's mainly because my computer needs to upgrade the CPU and just get better equipment to run higher FPS. But I have messed with my settings in order to get me even more FPS of what I originally gotten. So I have changed, I think, my settings a little bit different than the last time I posted a settings video just to get more FPS in this game. So some of these I don't mess with too much, like VSync and dynamic resolution. I try my best to not touch settings that I don't know and to make sure I keep every single thing on low. But I now play on 90 instead of 100 for the resolution, mainly because it gives me a little bit more FPS and I don't have any type of upscaling. I know before they had DLSS and some other things that would actually try to make you run a better game with more frames and stuff, but from my experience all of that stuff does not work well with me, and playing on 90 right here allows me to get more frames per second, and it doesn't affect my resolution of the screen too much to the point where it ruins the quality and stuff. So I play on 90 now, and I pretty much just turn all my graphics settings to as low as it possibly can, just to run as much frames as I possibly can. So I'm just gonna scroll through all of my settings right here. You can see all of them are pretty much on low or off, and I think putting this on plus boost will make it run higher sometimes, so I keep that like that. But that was the main difference. Just before I had it on 100, I probably had this on low instead of very low, and some of my other things were out of order. And sometimes when you look at settings too, it says like putting some stuff up makes the game run better just at a lack of GPU performance. So I don't really care too much about that. I'd rather have, you know, my PC pull as much power as it can to give me the best frames instead of worrying about some cost efficient or energy efficient stuff like that. On top of that too, I did cap my FPS again. I have it on COD.exe and I have the maximum it could run to be 144. So yes, having this or making it run even higher to like unlimited frame rate probably would give me a little bit more FPS, but it fluctuates up and down a lot to the point where it gives me a lot of stutters and lags. So I just cap it just so it can make my game run a lot smoother, and I can have a lot of situations where I can predict how the game is going to run, and it gives me a lot more consistent and easier kills that way. And then of course, if you go in this benchmark section right here, you can keep messing with your settings and then go right here, and this pretty much runs the game and shows you what FPS you would get based off of how you would run in the game. And of course, you have to close other applications open. Like right now I'm recording something, I have my video editor open, I also have my Photoshop open, so it's not going to be my true FPS. But if you close everything and have the stuff up like you were actually playing in the game, then it'll show you the FPS on the bottom left, as you can see on the screen, of how you would run in certain situations. So here you never really see it get past the 144. Sometimes it does, but I capped it so it should run the same overall. So right here it says my average FPS is 130, which for me is perfectly fine because, like I said, I capped it on 144 and I have a bunch of things in the background. But last time I did this without running anything at all and without capping, I think I ran 160 or 170 FPS. But this is also very different in Warzone 2 because when the time I was streaming or recording videos, it said I had around 70 or 80 FPS, maybe even lower than that. In my past videos, I always have my FPS open so you guys can see how different that is. But always keep in mind that the FPS you get here is gonna be your multiplayer FPS, not your Warzone FPS. So you want to make sure that you get this as high as possible. The best way you can do this is just buying the most upgraded version of your CPU and GPU, because sometimes it does bottleneck it to the point where if you have too good of a CPU or too good of a GPU, then the other person or the other thing can't go to its maximum potential, being that you both have to have multiple things that are really good at the same time. So you really got to upgrade your parts, and on top of that, make sure you run every single thing on low, make sure you're playing on full screen, and on top of all that, you do want to kind of cap your FPS, probably like 20 FPS, maybe a little bit more lower than what you can pull at your highest, in order to make your game run as smooth as possible and for you to get the most consistent kills as you possibly can. Under any video or live stream I should have my link tree available so you guys could be able to check out all the other socials that I have right here, and then also my coaching services that I offer. And if you join the Discord below, you can be a part of our amazing community and where we try to help others get better each and every day. And then there's just other people that you can go connect with and play with other great players if you are having trouble finding players on your own. So this is our Sense Community Discord, the main thing that I am most active on, and all my other socials are listed in this link tree.